But here's the challenge. When we say vote, and I'm going to vote, and I'm an informed voter, but voters in Louisville voted for the mayor of Louisville, who's a Democrat, the governor of Kentucky, who's a Democrat. They voted for the district attorney, who could have prosecuted these officers but recused himself. He's a Democrat.
Right.
So I said that to say not to pile up on the Democratic Party, but two things. Police brutality is a bipartisan problem.
Exactly.
Democrats build it, Republicans build it, they both sustain it. And voting in the generic sense, go vote, that's not enough. You have to tell people who to vote for, why to vote for them.
Understand the policy.
Yeah, what is going to be different about you that will improve our conditions? Because black folk, every person in power in Louisville, black folk voted those people in.
Yeah.
And have gotten almost nothing in return for it on this case.
So beyond voting, and I'm glad you bring that up because make change, and I think it's even a great place to wrap it up because you touch on this in the book, and everybody, like I always talk about, in the 60s, the civil rights movement, I believe that's what we got.
Yep.
65, we got the Voting Rights Act, and black people were able to vote.
It was progress.
It was definitely, and it was amazing, and that's why one of the reasons why we should exercise the right, because our ancestors fought so hard for it. But now in this Black Lives Matter movement, I guess that's the new name for everything that we've been doing from 2012 to today.
Yeah.
What I feel like we should, and especially with this reform and reimagining of law enforcement, I feel like if we do what we need to do, that's what we will get out of this movement, where voting was in the 60s, change and reform, specifically on a law enforcement level. That's why I was saying, don't murder me. Treat me like a human being. Don't police me or patrol me. The solution, and maybe you can elaborate on this, is not voting. It's organizing in a way of
or both.
I mean, not just voting.
Voting as an extension. See, that's the thing. Voting as a smart, informed extension of our organizing.
Because in the same thing of when you see these other groups, these other communities. One of the things in Powernomics where they talk about black people don't have communities. We are in areas that
neighborhoods.
We have neighborhoods or that we occupy. But others around us are benefiting and communing off of us because we don't have our own. We don't organize. We haven't had the opportunity to be lobbyists. We don't have a lobbyist group that speaks to federal or local to say, hey, our money our unions matter. One of the reasons why it's so hard to defund police is because of the police union is one of the strongest unions in our nation because
in the world, one of the strongest unions in the world.